Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. Today, authors present the paper called Usage of OpenAPI Specification in Distributed Microservice-Oriented Information System for Astronomical Data Processing. The astronomical data processing system is designed to handle, analyze, and process large datasets that need to be processed to extract meaningful astronomical information. Key features by provided the designed system are, first of all, its astronomical image processing, computer vision, process historical archives, and data clusters. In general, such systems supposed to include multiple numbers of complex modules and services, which perfectly fits usage of microservice-oriented architecture approach. On the slide, we can see the high-level microservice architecture. We can highlight a couple essential components of the system. Those are client applications, API gateways. In the current case, it's custom aggregator and Ocelot API, and domain microservices. Ocelot API in the current case represent .NET API gateway. It's third-party external package. It easily integrates with any microservice-oriented system and provides unified entry point into that system. As we can see, microservice supports couple communication ways. It's synchronous communication ways, it's HTTP or gRPC calls, and asynchronous ways, which represents by RabbitMQ message broker. So HTTP calls are used for data fetching process, and asynchronous RabbitMQ communication used for data updates. And since HTTP calls are used, usage of OpenAPI and Swagger tools becomes crucial for such system. So also, as we can see on such architecture, RabbitMQ is used as a message broker because it provides following advantages like more control over message acknowledgement and delivery guarantees. It allows to provide complex routing scenarios, low latency, and real-time messaging. Also, it supports multiple protocols like AMQP, MQTT, and etc. Also, it supports transactional messaging and it's ensuring the message delivery. MongoDB stores data in JSON documents, schemaless structure, which important for unstructured distance information stored in our system. Redis stores data as key-value pairs, Planet stores as a hash, and as value we store Planet attributes like name, mass, radius, orbital period, and etc. PostgreSQL is a relationship database which stores information about scattered astronomical objects like asteroids and comets. And also SQL Server stores space entity data with general information about various stars, galaxies, and etc. Let's take a look at the problems we could face during the usage of microservice architecture approach. As we can see, it's difficult to perform testing of such system. It's difficult to keep compatibility of internal models. There could be multiple data compatibility issues, and there are complexity with development and again with the testing of such systems. So usually such architecture provides some security limitation with no internal access to the system. And that's why it's difficult to check the current internal system state. Like database, some message events, etc. And that's why on the current slide we can see the provided solution of the system. So this solution is usage of OpenAPI specification. In general, it provides the following advantages to the system. First of all, it's standardized documentation approach, interactive API exploration tools, which allows exploring existing API interface, automated code generation. It also forces for improved API design. It make easily of integration testing and validation tools usage. Let's take a look at the OpenAPI specification closer to see how it works for the astronomical data processing system. On the slide, we can see the main elements of the specification. So it contains information object, it contains path, it contains components, service, security, and other tags. So probably couple important objects of this specification is path, which describes available API operation, and components, which describes models and objects used by these endpoints and operation. So also path describes available method supported like get, post, put, delete, and also responses supported by this endpoint to check actually which statuses are expected by the client. So on the current slide, we can see the generated specification for our system and its usage by the Swagger tool. So as we can see, a specification generated in the JSON format, and it was successfully parsed by Swagger tool. Again, we can see the main components of our system and its the main endpoints. The main path, let's see, it's distance, planets, character, object space, and stars. Let's take a look closer at the distance specification. First of all, we can see it describes base HTTP route, API distance, and list of supported HTTP methods, get, post, put, delete. So we can see also paths corresponds to these HTTP methods. And also on the specification, we can see the list of the list of HTTP codes returned by those methods. For example, we can see 200 and 200. In the rest of the part, we could see, for example, 400, 404, and etc. Also, we can see data format supported by those specification. It could be JSON or plain text, or for example XML, and etc. And on this specification, you can see also schema supported. In the current case, it's distance schema, which is also presented by this API specification. So yeah, let's take a look closer on this component specification. So we can see actually it describes all the attributes used, its data, data types, and its format, like our components are presented for the previous operation. So using following specification in UI tools like Swaggers allow us to validate the input provided by the HTTP request and perform the first validation steps for our data system. So just to summarize the paper, microservice-oriented astronomical data processing system was developed, included multiple models and components. So the developed system supports the specific models and services related to the mathematical methods and algorithms in the Lemur software. So also developed system was tested in the scope of Lemur software and of the collection light technology. OpenAPI specification and Swagger tool was introduced to provide language agnostic interface description for HTTP APIs. And also in the current paper, OpenAI specification was inspected and investigated, and proper documentation was generated using the provided specification.